This single decision changed the entire war.
Not because it failed, but because it was never corrected. But confidence soon turned into fatal overconfidence.
Supply lines stretched thin as ambition pushed forward. The first doubts began to surface on the front lines.
Reality was already challenging the decisions made far from the front.
Reports of resistance and delays began flooding headquarters, but warnings were dismissed as temporary setbacks.
Rank number 5 began with a decision that looked brilliant on paper.
German leadership believed speed alone could secure victory.
Wir rücken schneller vor als geplant.
Ausgezeichnet, General.
Der Sieg ist uns gewiss.
Early gains reinforced the illusion that resistance would collapse.
But supply lines were never designed for such rapid expansion.
Warnings from the front began to contradict the optimistic reports.
The front grew wider, but control grew weaker.
Leadership chose momentum over consolidation.
By the time movement slowed, options were already limited.
Rank number 5 ended with territory gained, but stability lost.
It was a warning sign that went unheeded.
Rank number 4 came from believing the same strategy could work again.
We must strike here, regardless of the cost.
But sir, the supply lines are stretched thin.
Ambition once again outweighed reality.
This time, resistance was stronger and better prepared.
Progress slowed to a crawl under relentless opposition. Attrition replaced momentum.
The decision trapped forces in positions they could not sustain.
Reality clashed with expectations at every level.
The reports are accurate, sir.
They contradict the field intelligence.
Losses mounted without meaningful gains.
Rank number 4 marked the first irreversible setback.
Worse decisions were still ahead. Rank number 3 began when the environment itself became an enemy. German planning underestimated the cost of fighting without preparation.
Equipment failed as often as morale.
Command structures dissolved under extreme conditions.
Yet orders remained unchanged.
Withdrawal was possible, but forbidden.
Holding ground became an order with no exit. Rank number 3, but with exhaustion. From this point forward, recovery became unlikely. But the worst decision was still to come.
Rank number 2 was driven by pride, not necessity.
But the southern flank is exposed. We can't advance without support.
Enough, Captain. The plan stands.
Experienced warnings were ignored.
The offensive began exactly as planned.
Then reality asserted itself.
Every advance came at a higher cost.
The breakthrough never came.
Losses exceeded anything Germany could replace. Rank number 2 marked the end of offensive capability.
Only one decision remains.
Rank number 1 began with a dangerous assumption.
High Command believed the enemy would strike elsewhere.
Warnings were dismissed as distractions.
The enemy was already moving.
Critical information arrived too late. Only one man could release the reserves.
And he was unreachable.
By the time orders were given, it was already too late. Speed had been replaced by hesitation.
The war had already been decided.
Germany was now reacting, not controlling.
Momentum had permanently shifted.
Every delay compounded the loss.
The outcome was no longer in doubt.
There was nothing left to command. The war ended not with one battle, but with many mistakes. History would remember the decisions, not the intentions. World War II had entered a new era. The cost was measured in lives. Every decision left a paper trail.
The land remembers what people forget. History moved forward.
But the lessons remain.
War is decided long before the final shot. It is decided by choices.
And their consequences.
History has more stories to tell.